Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting polynomials. So let's go ahead and take a look at some vocabulary. So some important vocabulary we need to know is a monomial. A monomial is an algebraic expression consisting of only one term. So for example, 3x squared, that's one term. 5xy, that's one term. 7p, that's one term. A term is when you have multiplication combining the things as opposed to addition or subtraction. A polynomial is an algebraic expression consisting of many terms. So for example, 3x squared plus 5xy, or 7p plus 4x. Notice they have more than one term because they are separated by an addition symbol or a subtraction symbol, but we don't have that in our examples. Now let's take a look at how to add them. So when adding polynomials together, we're going to be essentially combining like terms. And we're going to do this based on the powers and if there are any variables. So in this case, we're going to have all x's in our first example there, and they all have different powers. So we're going to kick the powers together, and we're going to write our highest power first. So I can see that positive 10x to the third and positive 6x to the third are the highest power on both of those. So we're going to combine them for 16x to the third power. Now we're going to look for our next highest power, and that's going to be squared. So we've got negative 10x squared and negative 2x squared. So again, we're going to make sure that we're going to keep our signs with the things that are in front of them. So negative 1 plus negative 10 is going to give me negative 11x squared. Then I'm going to go over to our single exponents, or single variables, where we have no exponents. We've got 7x. On one side, we don't have anything that can combine with 7x on the other side other than 8x. So we're going to combine 7x and 8x, and that's going to give me 15x. And then we're going to go to our constants at the very end, and our constants at the very end in this case are going to be just positive 2. There's nothing in the other one, so plus 2 here, and we're done with this problem. This is as far as we can go, and notice that we wrote it in order with our highest power at the front and our constant at the back. This is known as standard form. You must always write your polynomials in standard form. Now let's take a look at the other side there. Again, we're going to look for our highest power. Our highest power here is we've got 3x to the third power. We have nothing like that on the other side, so it's just going to stay 3x to the third power. Then we're going to look for our next one, which is 5x, or 5x on that side, but we have a 4x squared over here. It has nothing to combine with, so it's going to stay 4x squared. Then we're going to combine our two x's, so we've got 5x and negative 6x. 5x and negative 6x is going to leave me with just negative x. Remember, we don't write the 1. And then we're going to combine our constants, and we have positive 1 and positive 7. 1 plus 7 is 8. And we can see here that we now have it written in order, standard form, and this is as far as we can go because we can't combine any of these other things. Now let's take a look at the rule about subtraction. So our rule for subtracting polynomials is we're always going to distribute the negative to the second expression first, then we're going to combine. So what do I mean by that? Let's take a look at some examples. So here in our subtracting example, on the left-hand side, we can see we have a negative sign first that I said we were going to distribute into that first, or into that second polynomial. So we're going to take our negative to the 3x to the third, that negative to that negative 4x squared, and that negative to the positive 8. So that's what we're going to do first. So negative times positive 3x to the third is going to be negative 3x to the third. Negative times a negative is going to give us a positive 4x squared, and then a negative times a positive is going to give us negative 8. So now that we've done that distributing, we can bring down the other polynomial that we had. Let's put some parentheses around here so we don't get confused. So we're going to bring down our 5x to the third, bring down our plus 2x squared, bring down our negative 4x, and again, we're going to have that in parentheses. So now that we've distributed the negative, now we can combine our like terms. So we've got a 5x to the third and a negative 3x to the third. When we combine those, we're going to get 2x to the third. Then we've got a positive 2x squared and a positive 4x squared. That's going to give us 6x squared. And then we've got a negative 4x all by itself, so it's going to just stay negative 4x. And then negative 8 is going to stay by itself, and it's going to just be the constant at the end. And again, I've written everything in standard form. Now looking at the other side, we're going to distribute that negative first, just like we did in the first example. So we're going to distribute that negative. When we do that, we're going to get negative 4x squared, and we're going to get negative times a negative is going to give us positive 14y. All right, so that's all the same that we have now. Bring down our parentheses. We're going to bring down the other side, so we've got 7x plus y squared minus 12, put that in parentheses so that we don't mix them up. And now we're going to combine our like terms. So we've got 7x squared on one side, or 7x on the other side, 4x squared, negative 4x squared on the other side, and we have a y squared. So when writing them in standard form, the question is, which one do we write first? Well, quite simply, when we have variables that have the same level of power, we write them in alphabetical order. So in this case, x is going to go first, and then y. So we've got negative 4x squared because that is going to be first. It has nothing to combine with. Then we're going to write our regular x's, which in this case is going to be 7x. Because it has nothing to combine with. Then we have our y's. We're going to start with our y powers first. So we've got y squared, because again, that has nothing to combine with. And then we're going to write our 14y, because again, that has nothing to combine with. And then we're going to write our constant, because that comes last, and it again has nothing to combine with. That brings us to the end of this problem. It also brings us to the end of this set of notes and this video. If you like this video, go ahead and say thumbs up. If you love this video, go ahead and say sub, and we will catch you in the next one.